Hello. A very good afternoon to all of you. I'm stopping you from lunch, but I just hope that we take this session forward and talk about the hybrid education. Before we start, I'm Abhishek Pratap Singh, and I'm representing PeopleLink Unified Communications Private Limited. We started doing our innovation in around 2007, around from the past 18 years. What we have been doing is innovating these solutions, the collaboration, and making collaboration integrate with the key components of learning. So that's something which we have been doing. As a brief, As a brief, we are proudly a Make in India company. We started our operations when the country was importing a lot of technology. And there was a dearth of technology which was there in terms of collaboration. There was a lot of dependency which was there. What we did is we got into the technology, we started working on it, we started understanding the Indian scenario to start with. And then we modified our offerings, came to a stage in today's time where we have more than 100 products that we have been offering in the markets. And not only that, we started in 2007, and then very quickly, we started exporting this technology, which is made in India, to more than 39 countries. So as I was talking about the organization, from an organizational perspective, we have grown over time in terms of giving a lot of employment opportunities to the people. We are now a more than 600 people team across the globe, and we are into the innovation of technology. We will specifically be talking about the education for this forum of what exactly are the options which are available and what we have been doing in terms of innovation. Now, in all the previous sessions that we spoke about, I think there was a lot of discussion about AI and how exactly the AI is taking over and changing these scenarios, not only in workspaces, but also in the educational spaces. So what we have done is, we are not far behind. What we have started working on is, one, we have already started working on a GPT module, which is going to be specific to the education vertical. The reason for that is, it is at times very easy to get, you see, when you start searching some content or start learning, there is always a possibility of getting digressed into a lot of things which are unrelated. That is the reason why we always propose that there should be a platform where the user or the students should be able to confine their search limited to the kind of things that they want to promote. So that is something which we have started working on. To start with, what we have done is we have identified the classroom setups and what exactly are the needs of a trainer. So what exactly happens is, in majority of the cases, the content creation is something which becomes difficult. You have the content which is available, and then you are limited to training using the same content. What we have done is, we have ensured that the trainers can now get an access to create their own content under the guidelines of NEP or the CBSE board or whatever board that we are talking about. So that makes it a very clear and a very imperative thing in today's learning, where they are able to create their own content, their own learning tools, and use it in the interactive panels or any other medium that they are using to train the students. Apart from that, we have done a lot of collaboration. We understand in today's time, it is very difficult. A lot of schools, a lot of institutions, they already might be working with different platforms. And it is practically not possible for anybody to come and change the user habits. The users, the trainers, everybody is used to using a technology. So that is the reason why we get into the integration programs, where you are able to integrate your existing solutions, which are already there in the market, into the solutions that we provide. So that's one way of making sure that the user acceptability is never a challenge. We are not trying to recreate the wheel. We are rather trying to collaborate and integrate things which are already proven in the market. Apart from that, classrooms. I think classrooms have changed over the period of time. I remember when I used to go to schools, how exactly the schools and colleges used to be, and now the kind of classrooms that we see are completely different. So what we have tried to do is, we have tried to show that how exactly we have tried to capture a few classroom setups and create our solutions around it. The first scenario, which I think a lot of schools and colleges would agree upon, is the remote content creation setups. There is a lot of requirement where not necessary that I'm physically addressing somebody. There is a lot of need for creating content which is easily consumable, and for that the trainers need a specific studio room to create that content. So we have solutions which can create the setup which we are talking about. Now, when I'm talking about these things, I'm not talking about a specific product, but I'm talking about a combination of your hardware and software, which is all developed by us in the country to create these scenarios. We have also displayed one of similar scenario outside in our booth, but then these are just to talk about how exactly it can be done. Now, this is something which is going to completely change the way trainers create their content. You have an option of a studio room where you have the interactive panels. We are just trying to paint a picture here. The trainer enters the room. There is a interactive panel. There is a lot of AI-based content which is available. They can choose the topic on which they want to create the content. They can choose a lot of tools which are generally needed by the trainer to create this content. While all this is happening, the content and the entire session is getting recorded. This recording goes into a centralized repository where the students can access that. It's not on YouTube where you can get digressed. This is a video on demand platform where all these videos are secured and the students can access to it, every student who has gotten access. This is just one way of looking at it. The second most important thing is the hybrid setups. A lot of colleges, I think previously we have been seeing it in the news, Government of India is also focusing on a lot of platforms, a lot of engagements where the foreign universities are now invited to open their remote campuses in India. Or we can do a collaboration to make sure that the colleges or the institutions which are already present, they can expand their reach out of the geographical region that they belong to, and they can get more students from different regions. Now, what we do in hybrid setups is you have a set of students who are physically sitting, just like you all are sitting here, and a lot of people who join remotely. What exactly has been always a traditional problem is whenever we get these students connected on remote sessions, they're always on a small thumbnail size images. It is very difficult to engage with somebody who's being shown in a very minuscule size. So what we do is, we make sure that we have created a technology which is our telepresence technology, which ensures that the moment a student joins in, the student automatically comes onto a bigger screen. And all these students that we see on a curve setup, they are all pretty much equivalent to lifelike size images as the students who are sitting in the classroom. So for the trainer, the point of view remains the same. I get to see the physical students, I get to see the foreign students, and then I'm interacting with both of them at the same time. The second thing is, it is sometimes important that there used to be a time when we used to ask the students or the trainers to be restricted on the podium. Because the microphone is here, I cannot move much. If I give a wireless audio, then what about the students? If somebody wants to ask a question, we used to pass the handheld mic to them to ask those questions. What we have done is, we have now tried to understand that how exactly the educational setups, they don't need to be very complicated. They need to be absolutely simple on technology and also IT friendly. So what we have done is, we have also gone into the Dante technology, which is basically transmitting your audio over internet, over Ethernet. And using that, we have created these ceiling tile microphones which can be placed and you don't have to worry about. You can just walk across the room and you can talk and the audio gets picked up. This device not only does the local sound reinforcement, which is right now happening here, but it also transmits the sound to the far end. Now that is something that is the most rarest combination to achieve because there's a lot of echo which gets created. But then our solution, our technology has been programmed in a way that it eliminates that. The behind the scene looks a little complicated, which always does, but then the outcome that we are talking about, or from the trainer perspective, it is absolutely, absolutely seamless. So the trainer gets to stand on a podium. You have all the controls on the podium. You don't have to depend on any IT resource for getting all these things done. Most of the things are using controllers are already available and in a preset format. There are technologies which we are using to make sure that the person who talks, let's just imagine in this thing, in this setup, if somebody talks from the audience, the microphone and the camera are all integrated and the camera automatically looks at the individual set of people from where the sound came in. So those are the kind of things which are available. You have student tracking, teacher tracking cameras which focus on their movement and making sure that the far end guys, they get to see all the individuals. The last use case that we will be probably be talking about is the webinar mode, where webinar is something which I think a lot of schools, colleges, institutions have already done in the past. But then what we bring on the table is a platform which is capable of connecting lakhs of people in a single call. You are not only able to do a one-way conversation, but you can also, on the roam, you can get people on a two-way conference. You can get to select which people you want to talk to, and you can actually do a two-way conference in a webinar mode. Now that's something which is available with us. Apart from that, you also have the option of customization. That's the key which we have, because we understand that not everybody is going to use the preset things which are already available in the market. The requirements are a lot niche in today's time. And that is what we do, customization for your institution, for your students. This is a live case study that we have done for University of Business and Technology, where we have tried to put all these technologies together, and we have ensured that this University of Business Technology, this is in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. They are the first ones to implement it, and now we see a lot of people in India adopting the same technology. I would request if we can play the video. I would just want to show you rather than talking about the technology. The video, please. The trainer tracking camera. Student tracking camera. this is all I talked about in live implementation format. Before I conclude, there's just a scenario. We are working on something very innovative in today's time, and I would want a live feedback from you all, where we are working. Let's just again paint a picture. There is an application which is being used by all the trainers and students. You all get connected on an ecosystem where everything working in your institutions is being published like a social media, a live social media. Students can interact with each other. Students can talk to the trainers. Students can get appointments, the schedule for their classrooms can happen. Their content remains in a single repository. They are able to do their tests, their quizzes. They can be all those gamifications which can be done. They can get live certifications without the need of any individual department to be working on. All this on a single app. If that is something which you want or you would think that an educational institution would need, we already have that. And we are working on a lot of AI in that to make it automated and gamify it. So thank you so much for your patience and time. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, I'll be open for that.